What's the deed going on, Jerome's? Happy Monday, happy Victory Monday to those who celebrate. It's not for everyone, but your Vikings are 3-0 after putting the bang thing on the Houston Texans. Now, what's amazing is that we thought that the Texans game was going to be a huge litmus test for the Vikings. Niners game, obviously great, but can you do it 2 weeks in a row against very good football teams, right? So this is going to be how consistent can the team be, and is this team good? And they can beat anyone on a given day, or is this team potentially great with potentially great outcomes coming up this season, right? And the Vikings respect C.J. Stroud. He's the best young quarterbacks in the game. D'Amico Ryans, love what he's been doing as a head coach, leader of men, and that defense. And the Vikings just put the bang thing on them. And the thing is that this could be a close, hard-fought game, but a great win for the Vikings. But from soup to nuts, I mean, this game was one-sided, and the defense was impressive all day. The offense was putting up numbers in bunches, again, against a great defense. And, I mean, what else can you say? Now, even the most curmudgeon Vikings fan have to be just a little excited about what's going on here, because these aren't flukes. These aren't the ball bounces a certain way. These aren't even coin toss games. The Vikings handled the Niners. The 6 point differential is not indicative of how that game played out. Same thing with this game, obviously. So you got to feel good. Make me feel good on this Monday. Oh, Kevin O'Connell, hat model. That's right. Also, what makes you feel good is slinging Sam Darnold, playing at an extremely high level. Now, we discussed, is it MVP adjacent? His numbers certainly bear that out, leading the league in touchdown passes, and I honestly don't think that there's anyone besides the household name brands, Mahomes and Josh Allen, who's playing better than Sam Darnold. So, quarterbacks certainly are playing as good, but I don't think anyone's playing better right now. He's also, the toughness is fantastic. PFF, Sam Darnold targeting passes sticks today, 11-14, $122, 4 touchdowns, which is good. It's pretty damn good, man. Also, with Darnold is, so next-gen stats, Darnold for the day was 17 of 28, $181, 4 touchdowns. Next-gen stats, all 4 of Sam Darnold's touchdowns against the Texans came on short passes, 0 to 10 yards, air yards, against no blitz and against man coverage. There were dropbacks over 2.5 seconds. Darnold currently leads the NFL in touchdowns on dropbacks over 2.5 seconds. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds probably pretty good. Right, and also you show that Darnold is attacking all portions of the field, left to right. He's not like Mitchell Trubisky-Ponder, who couldn't throw left. He's like Zoolander. And also, this is a hallmark of what we were talking about in the draft. Kevin O'Connell wants a quarterback who's going to attack the middle of the field, and that's what's great about J.J. McCarthy over some of the other draft quarterbacks, is that you have to feel comfortable throwing in traffic. And Darnold certainly is doing that, especially on a couple of the touchdown passes. Also, so Darnold did get rolled up and is going to get that left knee taking a look at MRI. Now, doesn't seem to be too serious. Kevin O'Connell and Darnold were just sort of about it after the game, but also Darnold did return after one snap. He actually had to run a little bit when he came back. Also played very well, and he was walking around after the game, which is great. Kramer Strib. Brian O'Neill said that after Danielle Hunter's low hit and roughing penalty on Sam Darnold, Hunter came up to him, O'Neill, and explained that a block shoved him low. Which block, though? Yeah. Block shoved him low. He didn't mean to hit Darnold there. It stung a little bit hearing Danielle booed, O'Neill said, because he's not dirty. That's part of it too. Danielle Hunter, I think Mark Craig pointed out that this was Danielle's first roughing the passer penalty, which is crazy, man. But Danielle, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those plays. Is Danielle a dirty player? Absolutely not. No. So there was no malicious intent there, and Danielle plays hard. Plus, I mean, respect to Darrisaw and O'Neill. They really put Danielle Hunter in a blend. He was a witness protection. 0 sacks. I think he got 1 pressure. This was his only quarterback hit, and it was a penalty. So, I don't know, props to everyone involved there. Yeah, Will Anderson there. So, I guess the Darrisaw, yeah. But also what was fantastic, actually, this one's better. Also, what was fantastic is the ovation that Sam Darnold got when he trotted back into the game after one play. Now, I fully expected Nick Mullins, his one play he was in there, it was a handoff. I fully expected him to check to 4 verts. We're going downtown, baby. Let's go. But Darnold trotting back in, and Like we Vikings fans have wanted a franchise quarterback for so long. So we just glom on to whatever. I mean, we worshipped Randall Cunningham. We were in love with Case Keenum, shoveled his driveway and stuff. And slinging Sam Darnold through 3 games, like there is no fluke to his game. Like this is legit. This can be consistent. Also, I mean, you can't please everyone, obviously. But there's so many people in the comments who are like, well, don't forget about Josh Dobbs and the Passionate. If you think for 1 second that Josh Dobbs, not knowing the playbook or his teammates, out there just running around, making plays, playing schoolyard ball, is equivalent to Sam Darnold operating the Kevin O'Connell offense in rhythm, on time, efficiently. If you think those two are the same thing, I don't think your opinion matters. It's a little bit harsh, but it's true. Like, honestly, if you think these two are the same thing, you just have an agenda or you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't know what I'm talking about either, but I say things with conviction. So maybe that's what works. But Darnold, trotting back out. Home crowd gave him a loud, roaring ovation. Darnold said after the game, it made him feel good. All right. And it's going to be interesting. I think that every week that Darnold plays good, it increases his chances that he's going to be here next year. Because, I mean, Sam Darnold's only 27. Turns 26 Benjamin Button, I guess. He turns 28 next June. There's still a lot of really good football left in him. And putting the cart before the horse. But say the start of this season is cut and pasted over the rest of it. Say that Sam Darnold makes a Pro Bowl. Say that the Vikings win the division. Say that Darnold leads the Vikings on a playoff run. Are you just going to let him walk? I mean, you could tag and trade him, sure, but I love J.J. McCarthy as much as the next guy, and if you're convinced that he's the guy, he's the guy. But Darnold has proven that he's also the guy. And it's not like he's a 33-year-old journeyman quarterback. He's a 27-year-old journeyman quarterback. So, I don't know. Like I said, good problems to have once we get there. Also, another good problem to have, Vikings, U.S. Bank Stadium being loud and proud. Gessling Strip. The Vikings recorded noise levels north of 125 decibels at U.S. Bank Stadium on Sunday against the 49ers last week. The noise reached 130 decibels. Now, that was probably the Niners fans early before they got quieted. Real quick. If we can get off the good starts, it feels like a tidal wave of momentum, Kevin O'Connell said, and our players feed off it. U.S. Bank Stadium is extremely loud. When this team is rolling, especially with all the sound, reverb. So, let's be honest. U.S. Bank Stadium sucks for concerts. It just does. Like, the glass, too many hard surfaces. It's echoey. Like, there's not enough reverb. It's not a great venue for concerts. It's big, but it's not a great venue for concerts. The X is much better. Target Field is much better, but beside the point. But it is fantastic for football because all of the hard surfaces, all of the glass, everything just reverberates, and it is just a wall of noise. Right? And they did compare it to the Seahawks home stadium. What's it called now? Lumen? Used to be CenturyLink. Used to be Quest. Whatever. When the Seahawks were actually good, well, they're kind of good now. But back in the day, I mean, that place is loud. That was just a tunnel of noise, and U.S. Bank Stadium is the same. And I'm glad that there was a lot less red this week versus last week, right? And also, of course, the Texans 3 straight false starts and then a procedure penalty, effectively dragging them out of field goal range. That's all on the fans. And Kevin O'Connell said after the game, if it wasn't for budgetary restraints, he'd give every single fan a game ball. Although that one guy did get a ball that Darnold chucked into the stands. I wonder if he got to keep that. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Also, speaking of Kevin O'Connell, so Kevin O'Connell is so damn good at the post-game speech, like win, lose, or draw, except for after the Eagles game last year. But he's so good with words. And also, you could tell, like, he believes every single syllable that he utters. Like, there's no fake about Kevin O'Connell. He truly believes in this team and this culture. He loves every single player. And they are stacking good days. And they're building something special here. And also, if you're the Wilfs and you see the depth of this roster constructed by Kwesi, you saw how good J.J. McCarthy was early on in the preseason game. You're seeing how good slinging Sam Darnold is, and these two replacing Kirk Cousins, who they did. So Kirk Cousins, who the Falcons didn't trust to throw on 3rd or 4th down, but that's beside the point. But you may as well just extend Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi now. Like, who else would you want to run your team? I'm ready to run through a wall for this guy. Damn straight. And Kwesi absolutely cooked this offseason. So, I mean, may as well extend them now because, I mean, after the Super Bowl win, the price of the brick is going up. That's it. Now, obviously it's early, but a couple indisputable facts. Number one, no team in the NFL is playing better than the Vikings. Now, some teams are playing really damn good. Seahawks, Chiefs, Steelers. You could say the Buffalo Bills. Sure. Yeah, all those teams are undefeated. And you could say that they're playing just as good as the Vikings. No team is playing better. And I would say right now, if the Vikings played this week against the Chiefs at a neutral site, I kind of like the Vikings' chances. Especially Mahomes is Mahomes, and the Chiefs will get the calls, but I think the Vikings could put the bang thing on the Chiefs. Really do. No quarterback in the NFL is playing better than Sam Darnold. Some are playing just as good, but in terms of efficiency, in terms of big-time plays, in terms of taking care of the rock, I mean, Sam Darnold's there. Yeah, aside from his stupid shovel passes, which we need to get rid of. But also, like, the chemistry with Jefferson is there. Yeah, 3 straight games with a touchdown. Same thing with Speedy Naylor, which we'll talk about. No head coach is coaching better than Kevin McCollum. Right now, he's the coach of the year. Hands down. No defense is better than Flores' squad. If you're a quarterback, like, and the Vikings are on the schedule, I mean, they're just adios mio. Now, I mean, it's just over. No team is more physical than the Vikings. Like, in all phases, offense, defense, teams, this team hits. This team is clean. This team gang tackles everyone. This team rallies to the ball, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. They play old school outdoor football for an indoor team. Yeah, and also, Will Rockard banging in that 58-yarder. Coach Hat after the game, will the thrill come? And I love that that's become a meme. It's going to be great, man. Plus, so Brian Flores, Flores on the surface doesn't seem like someone who gets really excited about things. But so after the first game against the Giants, when the Vikings got that Andrew Van Ginkel pick 6, and the refs came to O'Connell and said, half of your defensive staff is in the end zone. Flores actually said, football's, paraphrasing here from one of his press conferences, but he said, football's a tough game. When you have success, you need to celebrate it. And that's what's great about the Vikings. Like, even going back to 2022 with Donishell, like, when this team would get turnovers, I was always looking forward to what the next turnover dance would be. And you can tell with this defense, they have a lot of fun. They enjoy each other's company. They're fast and furious out there. Too fast, too furious sometimes. And it's going to be a fun season. Also apparently Beasley's been working on this dance for months. That's something he would do. Movie. Yeah. So Jefferson and Diggs, I mean, obviously there's no animosity between those two. I mean, their connection historically is with us fans. All right. So they're tight, and they swap jerseys after the game, which is really cool. Also, I mean, some players, like, if they have a long career and they're able to swap a number of jerseys, like game worn, one of a kind, authenticated, like, that's got to be a couple tens of thousands of memorabilia, at least. That's awesome, man. But this is like when the love of your life and your ex become friends. Like, they're going out and getting brunch. They're getting bottomless mimosas and talking ish about you. Great. Awesome. Yeah. Also, Diggs trains with Addison in the offseason because so Addison's from Maryland, and so is Diggs, obviously. And Addison grew up idolizing Stephon Diggs when he stayed at Maryland. Go Terps. Yeah. Also, I think that's why he and McCardle get along so well, because McCardle also coached. McCardle actually coached Diggs for a year at Maryland. The more you know. Yeah. Next. Speaking of receivers, Vikings communications. Jeddas and Naylor are the first duo in franchise history to both score a receiving touchdown each of the team's first 3 games of the season. They're also the first pair to achieve that feat league-wide since 2018. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. One of the more underrated receiving duos in the league. But, yeah, so not Moss and Carter, not Carter and Carter, not Thielen and Diggs, not Thielen or Cordero, not anyone. Not anyone. Jefferson and Naylor. Right. Also, I think it speaks to the chemistry that Darnold is building up with both these guys as well. So Jordan Addis is like, hey, good job, guys, but don't do too good. I'm coming back. Man. Also, NFC North standings as of right now, Vikings leading the way. The Lions, what? Did you see that the Lions had a pick six, Jared Goff pick six, taken off the board because, they snapped it with right at the 2-minute warning. Whatever. Cardinals got robbed. It happens, man. But the Packers, hey, congratulations for getting to play the Titans and the Colts in back-to-back weeks. See you next week. And then the Bears are just fraud. Did you see that the Bears completed a Hail Mary before halftime and still didn't score? That's a bad beat, bro. And also, I know that it's early. I know that it's just 3 games, but also just look around. Who in the NFC scares you? I mean, the Seattle game in December is going to be tough on the road. But that also could be flexed to Sunday Night Football. But, I mean, what else? Like, who else? Eagles? No. Saints? No. Bucks? I mean, the Bucks laid an egg. I think the Bucks are a good football team. Lions? No. Packers? No. Falcons? Absolutely not. Falcons are 1-2 now. Commies? No. Like, who scares you in the NFC? Honestly, it's okay to say that the Vikings are a tough, physical, complete team, and they're the best team in the conference. I would say the best team in the league, but I mean the Chiefs are still the Kings until whenever, right? Also, it's early. Yeah, talk to me week 6. But all this stuff with the Texans is great, but it is now Packers week, so time to lock in. And this is going to be a great test for the Vikings as well because, yeah, I mean the Packers are whatever. I mean, they lost week 1 against the Eagles, and then a couple of wins against garbage teams. But I hope Jordan Love plays. Like I want to take this team on at full strength, so bring it on, man. So that's it. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings, good. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Happy Monday. Skol, production value.